right. Let's get on this review.
All right, we're back with another movie review. This is Reign of Fire, the 2002 film, starring Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey, Jerry Butler himself, before he was really that big of an actor, to be honest.
I think you can still put this in the Jerry category,
We're going to put this in the Jerry category.
Yeah.
It's for sure. He's a main character in this.
Yeah.
So, first thoughts on Reign of Fire.
This is a movie I love to put on in the background when I'm cleaning. Because it's enjoyable.
It is.
You know, good sound, good score, great actors. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Storyline is okay.
Oh, it's completely ridiculous. Yeah. It's a completely ridiculous movie. It's not a great movie by any means, but it is a lot of fun to watch. Mm-hmm. It has its problems. It's not like the best movie you're ever going to see. It's not even the best action movie you're ever going to see.
No.
But it is a lot of fun to kind of see some early performances. Christian Bale, not really that early performance. No. He was in Empire of the Sun that Spielberg directed, obviously.
We should go back and watch that.
Yeah, he's a kid.
I love that movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, but basically this movie is about dragons taking over the earth.
Yeah.
So Christian Bale, as a kid, his kid self, visits his mom in a construction site that's underground. They're building, I don't know, the London Underground or something. I don't know.
Some kind of tunnel.
Yeah, some kind of tunnel.
Yeah.
And he goes down the tunnel.
System or something.
Goes down the tunnel to visit his mom, and he accidentally, like, this guy that works for the construction guys, gets him to climb through this little hole to check out what's in this little void that they've discovered. And he goes in there, and something drips in his eyes. He almost gets blinded, and he discovers a dragon, which breaks out and ends up killing his mom, killing pretty much everybody, and that's the start of the dragon invasion of the world, essentially. The dragons start multiplying, they take over the earth, and now there's just very few humans left. It's kind of almost like the zombie movie, sort of, kind of like groups of humans kind of cordoned off to their own little area at that point. So the next scene we get to is Christian Bale and his group. They're stationed in a castle in, I don't know, England, Scotland, something like that.
In the countryside.
Yeah. And they're making it by growing their own crops and things like that. And they have kind of a splinter group that's wanting to go out because they're starving. They're running out of food, essentially.
Yeah.
That's wanting to go out and do the harvest. And they have to stop them because if they do the harvest too early, the seeds won't germinate in the fruit and they won't be able to replant. So, good reasons, but also these people are starving. And it's a rough life these people are living. You have to worry about the dragons coming. They have all this set up to, deal with dragons if they come, like water. They're making sure there's plenty of water that can run through the castle. They keep burning everybody up. So... go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, there's a lot of things in the movie that... How are they getting all this water supply? Mm-hmm. There's not a lot that they really try to dive
We do not see a river or anything near this place.
Yeah, so...
Not at all.
Nothing's really explained.
Assumingly there has to be some kind of water source around, but, we're not going for scientific fact in this movie. We're dealing with dragons here.
You got an action movie with Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey. Who's not going to watch this and enjoy it?
Oh, Matthew McConaughey's insane.
And they're both in prime shape.
Oh man, McConaughey is just beefy.
Yeah.
And so is Bale. Bale's a big dude in this movie.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Gerard Butler's the smallest dude in this movie. Yeah, he's not got his muscled up thing for 300 yet.
Yeah, no, this is around...
300 was at 2006?
So was this after Timeline? Sorry.
I don't know if it's after Timeline or not. I don't know.
Did we get the zipper noise?
Yeah, we probably did.
Sorry.
I think we've decided Timeline was 2004.
Okay.
So Timeline was after this, I think.
Okay.
So...
Because he got a little more beefed up in Timeline. So yeah, he was kind of a skinny little lad.
Yeah, he was a little guy in this ultimately. But it's Jerry Butler, man.
Yeah.
Gotta respect the Butler.
Yeah.
We got 3 people watching on YouTube. Welcome to the stream. Mm-hmm. Feel free to comment, say hello.
Enjoy comments.
So what we're looking at
good or bad
here is they're kind of fighting amongst themselves, trying to keep these guys from going out to the crops. They stop them, but then that night, these guys decide to go out early in the morning to go get the crops to feed their families, because their families are starving, essentially. You understand that. You see what's going on there, and that it's hard. It's hard to see your kids hungry. I wouldn't want to see my kids hungry. It's very hard. So these guys go out in the field, about a group of like six or eight of them go out in the fields and begin pulling all the fields out, and here comes a small dragon. The dragon wreaks havoc on the crops, kills some of the crew, and Christian Bale and Jerry Butler come out there with their crew, and these vehicles, these military type vehicles that have these water sprayers on them.
Yeah.
And they're wearing like heat suits, like
right.
the silver suits that people would go up to volcanoes in to harness magma and stuff like that out of volcanoes. Magma. So they save some of the crew and take them back, and manage to get away, and the dragon burns all the crops. So they have no food at this point. They're not going to have any food, and they're in trouble, essentially. They don't know how they're going to make it. Essentially, they're going to have to do something. So, after this, they're in their castle trying to figure this out. And we have Alexander Siddig as well as like their radio operator.
Yeah.
You might recognize him from... he was in Game of Thrones
Kingdom
as the
of
head of Dorne, Kingdom of Heaven, Star Trek.
Yeah, Star
You're
Trek.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Mike.
Yeah.
I mentioned Star Trek on one of our reviews, and I can't stand Star Trek. So
please watch us.
Good for me.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Star Trek. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So
not going there.
So
yet.
All of a sudden, there shows up a caravan of military vehicles and a tank coming up to the gates of their castle that they're living in. So, the funny comment, they go out to this top of the castle, and they're pointing guns down at them, and here comes Matthew McConaughey, bald, bearded, muscular, no sleeves on his jacket, just looking like an American badass.
Got a cigar in his mouth the whole time.
It's chewing.
Yeah. Duke Nukem, but bald.
Yeah, chewing on the cigar, and Jerry Butler's like, "It's worse. It's Americans."
It's Americans, yeah.
That's great line. So Christian Bale goes out to talk to him, and Christian Bale's trying to be a badass here. He doesn't really like McConaughey's not scared of him at all. He's just not at all. And McConaughey's like, "We can do this the easy way or the really easy way." So they let him in, and Christian Bale lets them in because they're dragon hunters. Essentially, is what they tell him, and he doesn't really believe them. Yeah, but he lets them in because maybe they can help. Maybe they can help.
Okay, great. You got a tank.
And
what else?
McConaughey's name is Van Zant.
Yeah,
that's his name. So they let him in.
Rest in peace,
we meet. Yeah, Ronnie Van Zant. That's right. So we meet the kind of crew. There's the female co-leader. I can't remember her name, actress name, but she's a recognizable actress. And then on the helicopter crew, calling back to a review that we did recently for Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes.
There is a black character who is the on your feet.
You had to pause.
I had to think about that because you ruined that for me.
Yep. On your meat.
On your feet, maggot.
Yep. Do the rest.
So he's one of the helicopter crew, and we're getting a Renfield trailer in the video here. Which I do not know about that movie so far. I'm not sure. Completely unsure on this one.
We're gonna end up watching it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it because it's Nicolas Cage. But the helicopter crew is like the skydivers. They bait the dragons and things like that. So they're like, their average life is 13 seconds after jumping out of a helicopter, which seems unlikely because how long have these guys been around?
I mean, they couldn't figure out a better strategy.
Yeah, there had to be something better.
How many more guys did they have?
Yeah. Yeah. But...
And how did they drive those tanks over the water?
Well, they had a plane. That's a big thing. Like Christian Bale's like, there hasn't been a plane in the sky in 20 years, But they said they found an old C-130 military chopper and managed to fly to England because
we own the skies now.
Ultimately, what they think is that all dragons are females. Except for one dragon, the main dragon that came out of the hole that Christian Bale was part of, which he never really tells anybody that till the end of the movie when he tells them he's been there before.
Yeah, so that whole opening scene was kind of trash, except for the dragon emerging.
Yeah, you get that, and the CG pretty good.
Oh,
the CG is impressive for 2002.
It still looks really good.
They use a lot of fog and smoke to cover it up. And this takes place in 2020. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's 2020 when this takes place.
Well, I mean, this is kind of, it's kind of true. Got the COVID,
dragons,
got that COVID dragon.
Yeah. So ultimately, a dragon does come after the castle, and Van Zant and his crew are able to take the dragon down. So we kind of buy in at that point, and Christian Bale is still doubting of them, but they want to take down the big boy, the big dragon. And so they say they're going to go to London or Manchester or something, wherever this dragon is. And Christian Bale's like, no, it's a death sentence if you go there. You're not going to make it. But Van Zant doesn't listen, and he takes his whole crew in tanks to go to London to try to take this dragon down. They end up at an impasse, and the big boy dragon comes out and just takes out the whole crew, except Van Zant. He survives somehow. Everybody else is dead.
Because he's a great jumper off of tanks.
He jumps
off of tanks so much in this movie. He does a nice little tuck every time. I mean, the guy's an athlete in this movie. Gets under the tank and survives. He's the only one.
Yeah. So he survives. They rescue him, take him back, and they have to Christian Bale decides he's going to help them. They're going to formulate a plan to take out the big dragon. So there's a lot more that goes on. I'm sure this thing skip over. It doesn't really freaking matter.
Can we just go back a little bit to the Amazing Theater show?
Oh, yeah, they reenact Star Wars.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, they reenact Star Wars.
The Empire Strikes Back. They reenact Star Wars for these little kids, and in the castle that Christian Bale's trying to.
May I say,
he's the leader of.
It is not a perfect reenactment. It was pretty poor writing on.
Yeah, I mean,
it's funny.
Yeah.
And then he says he wrote it. Christian Bale says he wrote it. It's his story.
Yeah.
Oh, we also get a dragon does come attack the castle at some point, and Jerry Butler dies. Yeah. How dare they? How dare they kill off G. Butler?
Yeah.
But he dies. So Christian Bale ultimately decides, the dragons are just going to keep coming. We're going to go to London. So the Van Zant, the female character, and Christian Bale band together. It's only 3 of them. I don't know why only 3 of them go. I guess nobody else was willing to go. Go to London via boat, and they I guess they go through the River Thames, I assume. And they get to the area of London where all the dragons are. There's hundreds of dragons. It's like no dragon saw them?
Yeah.
Okay. And the big boy dragon comes out. All the other dragons disperse, which is convenient.
That dragon's got to be exhausted.
Yeah.
After all
there's a lot of eggs, man.
How is he able to move?
Yeah, he's doing work. Yeah. So here's the Star Wars scene right there.
We did get another Game of Thrones alum in this movie too, little Joffrey.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Joffrey.
Yeah. So
the kid who played Joffrey, he's in there. He's also in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
A few years later. So, yeah. So they go into London. They find where the dragon is, and they go to take it out. They have these explosive arrows that, if they can get one down his gullet, that'll take him out. Van Zant makes the most badass move in the history of moves to die, essentially. But there's online analysis of the jump he does. He climbs this tower and runs with his pickaxe. He's got this pickaxe that he has as a weapon to try to take out the dragon, and he jumps 40 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, the longest long jump in the history of man, 40 feet straight out, and just gets eaten by the dragon.
Yeah.
But
he's like, yeah, come on.
It's awesome. Yeah. It's an awesome scene, but it's ridiculous. So
the axe that he had, though, that was a great weapon.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. That pickaxe, it's beautiful.
I love movie weapons.
Yeah, they're great.
Just make whatever you want.
You need one of those hanging right here on this wall.
It's a little vacant over there.
Yeah, it's very empty. You need something
there.
Yeah. So Christian Bale ultimately, and the woman character, I feel bad because I feel like I'm being sexist or something by not remembering the woman character's name, but I just can't. Him and her kind of distract the dragon. He ultimately gets the arrow and his crossbow and fires one straight down its skull. It kills the dragon. So the dragon's dead. They've won, but not really, because there's like 100 female dragons still. Are they just gonna like they're not done? It's like, I guess all those are gonna die over time. But how long do dragons live? Do we know? Because I figure like 100 years. So
at least.
Alex Jensen, played by Izabella Scorupco.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much in this movie that is just like, they kind of just went away from any kind of logic.
Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. Yeah.
No logic. Hey, our heroes won the day.
Yeah.
So it's human race survives.
Yeah. But yeah, so they win. They've won the day, but it's not going to go well for them from there. It's not. There's no reason they're going to survive from here on out. But that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
All right. So
it's enjoyable.
It is.
Yeah.
It's an enjoyable movie. It's a fun movie. It's not good. There's Terrence Maynard. On your feet.
On your feet.
Oh, Alice Krieg. Yeah, she's a recognizable actress too. Alice Krieg. Yeah. That's his mom. She plays his mom.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is a fun movie. It's nothing special, honestly. It's got great effects. The music is pretty standard stuff for kind of an action film.
Yeah. Nothing makes sense. With the logic of the world. The logic of the world just doesn't make sense at all.
No.
So, they say, suspend your disbelief.
Yeah.
This is a movie
a lot of suspension.
Yeah, suspend your disbelief.
Yeah, a lot of suspension.
And just enjoy it for what it is.
To be honest, though, when this movie is coming out, there was no movie I was more hyped for than this movie. When these trailers came out,
I wanted to see it.
We saw it in theater. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This was, and I was a little disappointed. Honestly, when I saw it in the theater, it was not as good as I'd hoped it'd be, but it's still entertaining.
I liked it.
I liked it. Yeah. I just thought it was going to be better.
Yeah. I did enjoy the CGI. They did a really, really good job.
It's amazing. It's really good.
I mean,
like Game of Thrones in this.
Yeah, we even brought that up while watching it. It was like, dude,
those dragons are extremely
similar. These dragons are the models for these dragons, I'm sure, were tweaked a little bit.
Yeah. And
thrown into Game of Thrones.
It's very similar. It is amazingly similar.
So,
but yeah, so
what kind of dragons were in these versus Game of Thrones? You brought that up.
Yeah.
Please comment. This is where we need comments.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah,
Nobody?
Yeah. All right. So we are going to call it a night at that one because I'm running out of time. So you got a couple reviews in tonight. Watch our Mandalorian reviews as well. You're pointing at my face being goofy? Thanks for watching Basement Movie Room. You can find us at youtube.com/@basementmovieroom, twitch.tv/basementmovieroom, facebook.com/basementmovieroom. Email us at basementmovieroompodcast@gmail.com. That's podcast with an S. And a lot of other places. Definitely follow us on the podcast apps of your favorite. And we will see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.